you ever met or called someone a Bida Bida? You know, that classmate who's always the first person to raise their hand in class, answers every question, joins every club, and seems to be everywhere. Or maybe, just maybe, you are that person. Hi, I'm Aviannah Sanchez. I'm 12 years old, and I'm here to talk about redefining the phrase Bida Bida in a positive light. Now, before I continue, let me tell you something crucially important about the phrase Bida Bida. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the phrase, Bida Bida is a street word, a Filipino slang, a simple phrase. But when used repeatedly and intentionally, could wound more than a sword. It is used to describe someone who's always overstepping, trying too hard, always trying to get the teacher's attention, and always making situations about them. Sometimes, it is said with a roll of the eyes or a sarcastic tone. If you translate it to English, the closest translation you can get is main character. And with that being said, I would like to ask everyone here to please raise your hand if you've ever used that phrase or called someone a Bida Bida. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, I can see na madami po sa atin ang nakaka-relate, no? Right? But let's take a moment to question. Is being a Bida Bida really such a bad thing? If I'm going to be honest, I too have said that phrase more times than I could ever imagine. But that was before I realized that its definition could mean so much more. I know you're probably wondering, where is this speech going and why is she promoting bullying? Well, actually, I'm not here to promote negativity or spark judgment. I'm here to shine a positive light on that specific word that people use out of hatred. In my years of learning, I've aced my classes. But being a consistent honor student never came without an effort. I never competed to be number one, but I made sure that I understood and studied my lessons, participated in class discussions, and most importantly, passed all my schoolworks on time. And in the end, I was always one of the top performing students in class. I also joined various competitions, from singing, science-related ones, cooking, and even journalistic writing contests. But all those achievements came with challenges, responsibilities, and self-discipline. I would spend extra hours in school, even weekends sometimes, for coachings, trainings, and practices. Missed family outings, endless reading and revisions for my articles, catching up on schoolwork that I missed when I was in training. And all of these while trying to keep up with my academic responsibilities. Oh, and the most challenging part was when I had a singing competition. I wasn't allowed any sweets, drink cold water, or even eat my favorite ice cream. I know, nakakaiyak, right? People say I join every single competition, but that's not true. I only joined the ones that align with my hobbies, if I enjoy them, if I was chosen by a teacher, or if I passed the elimination process. Those must be the reasons why people label me as a Bida Bida, because I seem to be everywhere. there was even an instance where people, even my closest friends, tend to distance themselves when I'm excelling. Because in other people's perception, excelling in front of their eyes is being a Bida Bida. There was also a time when a person went to the extent of creating an anonymous account just to message me, call me names, and make sure to let me know that a lot of people in school don't like me, the way I act, and that I'm such a Bida Bida. But honestly, it really doesn't matter if people like you or not. What matters is your perspective and how you react to it. And as long as you're not overstepping boundaries, you keep doing you. In fact, if I let those voices get inside my head, I wouldn't have been given the privilege to stand in this red dot and to share this talk with you. So today, I want for you all to see me, to hear me, as I reclaim that phrase and redefine it. Bida Bida, in a positive perspective. What does that mean? Well, it means being brave enough to raise your hand when no one else will. It means stepping up when a leader is needed and volunteering, not just for praise, but because you care. I've always been the kind of person who raises their hand when a teacher says, I need a volunteer. Whether it was a contest, a school performance, or answering the question no one else dared to. I stepped up, not because I needed the spotlight, but because something in me knew I could do it. Be present. Say yes, even when your voice shakes. It's not about being better than others. It's about being better than who you were yesterday. Most people mistake the phrase Bida Bida for I must win every competition, downplay others, and fish for the best compliments. No. Confidence without arrogance is humility. You can be a math whiz, a born performer, or a leader in group projects without stepping down on others or asking for people's praise. Real main characters lift others up, share the spotlight, and never trample on others to succeed. You don't have to steal anyone's part. Your role was always yours. Let us change that negative perception attached to that phrase. Bida Bida should be seen as a strength. Because being a Bida Bida means you're showing initiative and genuine desire to contribute. Rather than mocking or discouraging this behavior, we should see it as a sign of leadership, confidence, and dedication. In a world full of spectators, we need more doers. People who aren't afraid to participate, to speak up, to contribute. People who choose to be Bida, not for themselves, but for their team, their class, and their community. So next time someone calls you a Bida Bida like it's a bad thing, let them. Because while they sit back and criticize, you're the one who shows up, speaks up, and steps up. You don't lead for attention. You lead with intention. You lead with purpose. And that's exactly what this world needs. Thank you.